Welcome into Jim Mint 10 Sports Podcast. My name is Scotty. I am here with Lucky and Ekman. As always, we have taken kind of a couple weeks off. We had Mother's Day, and then we haven't been able to set up days where we're all available. So we are now back after a couple week hiatus. And how's everything going in your guys' lives? Lucky, how's the baby? Everything been
Doing
good?
good.
You getting
Doing
sleep?
good. No.
Good.
No
Good.
sleep.
Yeah, get ready for that for like the next like 3 or 4 years, and then they're gonna want to sleep in your bed, and then they're gonna toss and turn and keep you up all night. So yeah, I bet you. I bet you are. I wish you the best of luck when that comes to that. And Ekman, how's stuff going over at your shop?
Pretty good. Flea market's real busy this week. We were supposed to be really slow because it's bike week down here, so that kind of like jams everybody up, and nobody comes out usually during bike week because they cause so many problems. But it rained all weekend, so we had one of our busiest weeks this year so far. So it was actually ended up being a good week for us.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Now you sold like, did you say you sold like a huge lot of singles?
Yeah. So I had we bought a pretty big NASCAR collectible collection from a sports card shop. Probably I'm gonna roughly estimate it probably worth about 15 to 20,000 for the NASCAR stuff. Um,
Nice.
so we had a down at the shop we have like a dollar card section. That's where we kind of sold all of our dollar cards and just different things like that. And we had probably 25 anywhere between 2 row and 5 row boxes of dollar cards, and then I had about 20 some binders of dollar cards. Um, and a lot of it was okay. I mean, it's all dollar cards. I mean, you're not going to go in there and probably find a $40 card out of the dollar card section. But they're all definitely $1 to $5 cards, just depending on what you want. It's mostly for people that like to collect, like maybe a certain players or teams, or maybe people that are building sets and stuff like that. But yeah, we had to clear out some space for all the NASCAR stuff. So I basically just did a huge bulk sell of it. I did it all for like 2,500 is what the ending sale was. Then I got some like top loaders and penny sleeves and stuff like that to throw on top of it. So it's probably about $2,700 sale. So I mean, the person that bought it, I know him down here, and he sells himself in like house storage units. So he's gonna make a pretty penny. I mean, he'll sell like not 50-cent cards out of them, stuff like that. So he's gonna make a good chunk out of it, but it was something that we just wanted to. We were trying to clear out space. If it wasn't for us trying to clear out space, we probably would never have sold it off because it's such a good selection of dollar cards and stuff. But we needed all the space for the NASCAR. So I'm about to hopefully sell the NASCAR collection here. Hopefully the next Wednesday. I was supposed to head home Wednesday morning back to PA, but I have a guy that's coming down from Carolina or North Carolina that hopefully is gonna buy all of the NASCAR stuff. So we'll see if that sale goes through.
Wow, is he like looking for like a huge lot of like NASCAR stuff?
He's gonna take it all. I'm hoping.
No way. Are you serious?
Yep, take it all for hopefully 6 to 10,000 somewhere in there, probably around the $6,000 range after everything's said and done. Which, like I said, there's probably 15 to 20,000 to be made there. If you really want to piece it all out, like it would take time. So there is definitely that much to be made, but I would be willing to sell for 6,000 because just what I got it for, I know I can still make a really good flip on it and get some more stuff in after that. So.
Yeah, you got to keep that money moving. Otherwise, I mean,
Yep.
yeah, sure, you could tell the guy no, you could sit on it, sell it piece by piece by piece, but instead of having that much money, tied up in inventory, at least you can take that, reinvest the money, and
Yep.
put some of that profit in your pocket. So, man, that's good for you. Hey,
Yep.
Lucky, you got any breaks coming up? Are you?
Yeah. I'm gonna. I don't know what I want to do yet. I think I might because there's a lot of baseball deals right now, so I could do that. But football's kind of in right now. More people want football, but I'm thinking about doing a big baseball break.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up to that one. Hey, so one thing I did want to talk about today, guys, was this. I know I mentioned it to you guys. So this is not the first time I've heard of this happening. So I am questioning as to whether there is someone that works at Panini that might be swiping cards, sitting on them for a few years, selling them off, whatever the case might be. So this guy has a redemption open for the card that I'm about to talk about, right? And he even took a picture of it. He showed it. He's had this redemption open for 1,200 days. That's how long this redemption has been open with Panini, okay? So it was for the 2017 Immaculate Logo Man of Jason Tatum and Lonzo Ball auto, right? 1 of 1. The thing just popped up for sale on eBay for $35,000. Okay. So my question to you guys is, what would you guys do if you were in this situation? Do you just contact them? Do you just contact Panini, find out, what's going on? Do you immediately take Panini to court over this? Or do you reach out to the eBay seller to find out where perhaps maybe they got the card, maybe they bought it off of like a vendor somewhere, maybe a guy that works for Panini sold it on the side, got a good deal on it, and now he's selling on eBay. What would be your guys' route on that?
I'd be suing them so fast they wouldn't know what to do. I take
you?
them for everything.
What about you, Lucky? Hey, did you mute your mic? Because we can't hear you.
Oh, Lucky's gone.
Oh,
Lucky's gone.
He's the new Ekman. He's the new Ekman. Yeah. So my brother says sue the crap out of him. His redemption was submitted before the expiration date. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's another thing I should mention is the redemption was also put in well before the expiration date. Can't hear you. So Lucky, you just go ahead and sit there and look cute, and me and Ekman got this. All right. Yeah.
If you want, say something every once in a while, and maybe we'll be able to hear you.
Can you sign?
Yeah, so, that's what I said. I think he went off, and then he'll come back on.
Hey, Lucky, what is your take? So anyway, so yeah, so I don't know if I was in his position. I think the first thing I would do is I would contact Panini before lawsuit or anything like that. Let's find out what's going on. Find out why this card is off for sale, because it could be a fake eBay listing as well. You never know. It's weird. Guys can do things, but at the same time, where would he get the picture of the card from? Also, I don't know. Guys can do amazing things with computers. The other thing too is that the listing on eBay, it was in English, but then the seller was some type of Asian writing. I don't know if it was Chinese, Japanese, whatever it was. Everything else was in Asian writing. So who knows where if this guy really has the card? Who knows where he has the card? The bottom line is this guy's obviously never going to get the card. Okay, so the fact that it goes for $35,000, now that's what it's listed as. There's obviously no selling points that you can go up against. So if you do take Panini to court, what number do you put on it? Because it already sucks as it is, because now you have to pay lawyer fees or whatever you have to do. If they even are willing to even negotiate on this, they're probably going to be like, oh, well, we'll give you something else that's of the same value. But if these things valued at over $30,000, and the fact that he's been waiting for 1,200 days on it, this is bullshit. They really need to get rid of these redemptions. These redemptions should just stop. There should just be like, hey, any redemption they hand you, it should be an automatic 12 months, no waiting past 12 months. It should just be like, if you wait longer than 12 months, they should have to pay you out what perhaps the market value of the card is. Either way, you should be making some type of money, because right now I have 11 open redemptions myself with Panini, 11, and one I'm a little upset about because I pulled a Jazz Chisholm when his market was really high. I pulled, I think it was like at a 35, an auto, right, a rookie auto.
Yep.
Now that card's not worth very much. If I had been able to pull it straight out of the box, or if I had gone it or whatever, like I could have sold it and made some money off of it. But now, his card values aren't, it's really low. So, what. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
Yeah, just like Mike said, you can't put a price on it, just like pain and suffering. But I think you can maybe look up maybe other like rookie autos that like Tatum's going for, like 1/1s maybe, because there's other 1/1 autos of his, rookie autos or whatever. So maybe you could find like different pricing that way. Whatever, I don't know how that would all go down in court, but I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you could definitely get something done. I think for sure.
Yeah, and you see the thing about that, Jared. So Jared says I have a Brett Favre at a 25 patch auto
Yeah.
sitting at over 2 years, never going to see it. And the reason you're never going to see it, Jared, is the problem is that Brett Favre is a retired player. Now I don't think they have any contract. I don't know what their contract states when they retire if they have to sign a contract to sign stuff. I don't think so because I don't think retired players are. I don't think they have to sign anything. So unless they got a sticker auto of Brett Favre somewhere laying around that they can slap on that. Yeah, I don't see Jared probably ever getting that card, and that just goes back to like these redemption cards. Like they need to stop. I know Fanatics has said that they're going to stop them, but it's just like
Yeah.
still at the and the other thing too is here's the other thing that I don't like about them is let's say you go back and like okay, let's just say you go back and you're trying to hunt for a Patrick Mahomes rookie card, right? And
Yep.
obviously that's going to be well expired. So what happens if you sit there and you pull a big card out of that? Maybe it wasn't even Patrick Mahomes at the time. It could be anyone. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It could be any big player. But the fact is that you can't get that redemption. So what are you supposed to do when you buy? Oh, look at. But I don't know if we can. Can we hear you, Lucky?
Nope.
No auto. It's okay. You can just sit there and be a dad. Then we're gonna handle this. Hey, and no breastfeeding by you, by the way, live. We can't. Yeah. Yeah, no breastfeeding. But yeah, it's they really need to get a hold of this. And if the redemption is expired, let's say you buy it, there should be a process that they go about to where you send it to them and they send you just something in return, like but something
Yep.
of value. Not maybe they send you another box,
That's
you
what I'm
know,
thinking.
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
But
buy at your own risk.
hopefully Fanatics like stops that whole thing. Is hopefully Fanatics just stops the whole redemption, and we don't have to worry about that no more. But I don't know how that's gonna all go down when that finally all takes over.
Yeah. So here's the other thing I want to talk about because right now that and our other buddy, we were discussing about. I'm going to use him as an example, but Jackson Cherio. Okay, so we were talking about one of his first Bowman autos. Right, is a PSA 9. Now he's the number 2 list on the top 100. He's still young. I want to say he's about to turn 20. His PSA 9, right, in auction, PSA 9 first Bowman auto sold for close to $300. Okay, that's what it sold for. In comparison, and I want to get, well, we can't get Lucky's opinion, but Ekman, I can get your opinion. Would
Mhm.
you rather spend $300 on a Jackson Churro PSA 9 first Bowman auto, or would you rather have a 1969 Topps Hank Aaron PSA 7 because it goes for the same price?
I mean, this is me, and I'm not a big baseball person, but I would take the Hank Aaron all day, every day, because he's already done. He's retired, done playing baseball, and his card's never going to go down. Usually, pretty much, it's going to
Yep.
always go up.
Not only that, Hank Aaron is a huge, iconic baseball
Yeah.
player. I mean, his name is huge. So I don't understand why some of these prospect cards of guys that have not proved themselves whatsoever can go for as much as like a Hall of Famer like Hank Aaron. Yeah, it's a PSA 7, but these cards are much older. They're much harder to find in good condition. You can find a PSA 9 all freaking day with the new stuff.
Yep.
That's right here. Look at Jared. I just got
Yeah.
a $1,600 offer on my Drew Jones at a 99 auto first Bowman, hoping it goes through. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, why is a Drew Jones going for $1,600?
I mean,
Like,
I honestly
why?
believe it's because that I don't know how you would even say it, but inexperienced people in the, I guess, investing and card industry right now. Like people, like, it's these younger, I would say younger generation people that are out here just spending stupid money. And maybe it's not just the younger generation, because it's obviously you see a lot of these adults going out and spending $20,000 on cars for just new players. But I think it's like gambling. Like you gamble on stuff and you like kind of get a little heavy into it, and you start like putting money on stupid like parlays and stuff, it's kind of like that. Like people are just putting crazy money on players that haven't proven nothing yet. And then they're either getting left holding the bag or they are making out on it on some players. That's just what it is. But yeah, if I was Jared, I wouldn't be mad at all. I'd be hoping for that all day, every day because he's selling it. But I would never be buying that card. I don't know about that card because I don't know anything about Drew Jones. I do know he was that everybody was looking for him. But like, yeah.
So he's the son of Andrew Jones. He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Atlanta Braves. Lucky Point double duty over there.
Lucky cough. Was it you, Lucky?
No.
You can hear me cough?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Technical difficulties are now resolved. Now you got to talk sports card while feeding your child. So I'm sure you.
What's that? I can't hear you. You're breaking up. I'm just kidding. I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goodness. So what? I'm pretty sure I know your answer too, Lucky. But out of the two cards that I mentioned, which are you going for the Hank Aaron PSA 7 or Jackson Churro Auto First Bowman PSA 9?
You broke up, so I couldn't hear what you said.
Okay, so we're talking about the Hank Aaron and the Jackson Churro, right? So Jackson Churro is the number 2 prospect right now in baseball. The guy is going to be really good. Don't get me wrong. This guy he's very, very talented. But a PSA 9 of his first Bowman auto is selling for the same price as, like, say, for instance, a 1969 Hank Aaron PSA 7. Now, if I'm spending $300, I'm taking the Hank Aaron all day long.
Oh, for sure.
You know, that card's guaranteed to hold the value. That Jackson Churro is not guaranteed to hold anything, you know? And it goes back to saying, like what, Jared, $1,600 for a Drew Jones, and the guy hasn't even done anything. What, just because of his name, just because of who his dad is, you guys are assuming he's going to be the same player? That's not the way it works, you know? It's what, King Griffey Jr. has a son. You guys are going to go buy all his cards for all that much money? So
right.
I don't know. This is something that I'm actually interested to see how much his cards jump up to once Milwaukee brings him up, which will probably, I'm thinking he could probably make the club next season. Maybe they bring him up towards the end of the year because right now I believe he's still only 19. So I don't think they're going to call him up as a 19-year-old. But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to get into is I know we've been talking about doing submissions, PSA, SGC, wherever you decide to do it. So I've been real hesitant to send cards in for grading. I prefer just to buy already graded cards because I feel like it's so inconsistent. But with our show coming up, it is. And me and my brother have another show coming up here in August, about mid-August. So we're doing a submission because right now, if you remember, right now with PSA, they have a thing where if you submit 20 cards, it's $15 grading, which is pretty good price. I'll do $15. But so I'm not sending any super high-end cards on my first submission because I got to make sure that what I was looking for as far as like edging, corners, surface, the way I clean them, I got to make sure that everything's good. So if a lot of these come back 10, then I know that what I'm looking for as far as like flaws, because I've seen some cards. Have you guys ever looked at cards in slabs and been like, how did this come at 10? Yeah. But then you look at another card and you're like, how is this card a 9?
Yeah.
You guys ever see that? There's been so many cards that I've graded a 10 where I'm just like, how are you a 10? There's no way I can see with my naked eye from afar that, you know, the bottom left-hand corner is a soft corner or whatever it may be. So I am sending off like a lot of like number cards between like 99 and 199. Nothing crazy. Yeah. Okay. My brother has 2 PSA 6s that he got. One he won in like in a raffle. Ended up being like he got into the raffle and like one of the prizes it was a PSA 6 something, and then I convinced him to buy another card that was a PSA 6. The guy gave it to him for like super cheap. I can't remember. It was like almost nothing. But when you look at the card, I believe that the guy probably just didn't clean the surface properly because all the centering is perfect. The edges are fine. I went over them with that tool. that you use with the light to check the corners and the edges and all that. Not a flaw on it, but somehow it came back at 6. So I told Mike, we're going to crack it open and we're going to resubmit it somewhere else. I can almost guarantee it's going to come back at 10. But yeah, so some of the guys, so like with my first submission, I'm doing a lot of not modern guys. So like I have this Ichiro, I have a Cal Ripken, Vince Carter submitting, and I got a couple of like they're from the 35th Topps Chrome anniversary. It's a Willie Mays and Jackie Robinson. It's like on the Mojo. I have a old school score. I don't know if people can see it, but that iconic Bo Jackson. I'm sending this one off. Yeah, I got like a Warren Moon. So I'm just sending off guys.
What's that Bo Jackson come back at PSA 10?
250.
Nice.
Yeah, so and it's in really good condition. It has a chance to 10, in my opinion. I checked it with the centering tool. The centering is spot on. There's no soft corners. We're just gonna see if there's something that I missed, because it's really hard on these old school cards to see if the surface is perfect or if there's any like tiny little flaws. But I think this has a really good chance to come back at 10. Like I'm doing a kind of like a prospect that a lot of guys are collecting right now. That's Sedane Raffaella. He's number 83 on the top 100 prospect list. So this is a 199 sparkle. It's just cards that I'm not afraid if they come back at 9 or whatever. It's whatever. I'll just sell them for the price of grading. It's nothing crazy, nothing special. But if a lot of these come out good, then I'm not going to have any problem. I'll understand what to do. My brother, on the other hand, he's sending some really nice cards. He's got some really, really nice Jamar Chase rookies that he picked up raw at the last show for a really good price. So he wants to send those off to try to maximize profit.
Yeah, I actually have a good question there then. What do you mean by, like, do you remember what cards he has, and like which ones are they, the Jamar Chase rookies? What's he sending back to get graded?
I got them right here.
All right,
So this is what we did at the last show. So what we did is we went around, and this is actually what we do, and this is something that this is our strategy. Is what we do is we go into guys, they're selling a lot of raw cards. We pick out what we think looks really good. We check the centering, the edges. We give it a good look before purchasing, and we get a lot together. So this way we can get it cheap. Yep. So like some of the ones that here, he's got three of them. Yeah, so he's got 3 Jamar Chase right here that he's sending off. So this is actually hopefully you guys can see it. This is actually a short print. It's a laser. I don't know if you guys can see it. No, it has
I know which one you're talking about though. Yeah.
I want to say, I hope maybe Mike remembers, but I want to say this one goes for like the last sale was I think around 260 and a 10. Yep. So I mean, obviously that one's a great one to send off. He's got this nice die cut. Now die cuts are hard to 10, but we went really over this thing. I mean, I really went over the edges, the double check them and everything, and I think this one has a chance too. And then he's also got this one. It's another Jamar Chase. I think this one only goes for about 80 on a 10, but he wanted to take a chance. And I think he was saying anything that doesn't grade 10, he might just PC. So we'll see what he ends up doing. But he got these in a lot. It was one of those situations where he went to buy raw cards from someone, and it's one of those things where I don't know if the guy knew what he had because of the price that he gave him to my brother.
What price?
But yeah, my brother, I can't say. I'm not even going to say because I almost feel bad. My brother bought 11 cards off the guy. I think they were
those type of cards.
And yeah, he bought these raw at
all right. 11 cards. Did he get them
there you go. Mike threw it out. He got them for $30.
I was honestly, no lie, I was gonna say $30. That's $3 a card.
This one raw by itself goes for like $70 by itself raw.
Yeah.
And that was in the lot of 11. So
what was it at?
Who would let that go for that low?
I don't know. It was really.
Well, what's the one that
weird.
goes? What's the one that's raw that goes for 70?
The short print. It was this laser one. My brother looked it up. This ended up being a short print. He actually didn't know
Is
at the
that the one
time.
out of Optic?
Yeah, this one out of both of these are out of optic, both of
It's the
them,
purple
and then
laser.
the die cut. Yeah, it's a purple laser short print that he yeah, see Mike super short print laser.
Dang.
So, but at the time of purchase, we actually didn't know that's what it went for. It wasn't until we got back to after the show, Mike looked up, and Mike was like, "Oh no!" My brother's like, "Yeah, this guy kind of messed up." Because Mike was just like I said, we were just looking for stuff to grade because
Yeah.
that's what we do when we go to shows. We pick up singles, local we can flip when we buy lots or whatever. So yeah, that's what he's doing. He's got some other good stuff. He's doing this
I mean,
show.
I'm honestly, when you said like the price wise, I was gonna guess 30 because other than like what's in my glass cases at my market, I have now a $3 selection. And in my $3 boxes is nothing but rookies, color, inserts, variations, patches, autos, all that stuff. Now, obviously, I'm not putting like a Josh Allen auto in the $3 boxes, but like if you go through my $3 boxes even down at the market, I don't know if you're gonna find it $70 boxes. I do look at stuff to make sure I'm not putting nothing like crazy in there. But you can definitely find like $10 and $15 cards out of my $3 box if I don't like catch it one day or something like that. So that's why I figured that's what was wrong. But it was also at a card show, which is kind of a little bit different. He should have been more on top of his game, honestly, in that way.
So
Yeah.
we'll come
So
down to your $3 bin and try to rob you.
You guys
Yeah.
will
Before
rob me. I promise.
before you guys continue, shout out to PJ Kafala. So we're live right now. This is the first time we're in a Breakers page. So he runs Breakers Unite. He's allowing us to be live on there right now. So if
How's it
you're
going,
watching on
PJ?
that page, he provides really good stuff. I mean, a lot of breakers go on there, and the point is to network, try to find other people that want to buy in breaks. These are all people you can trust, right? So it's a good page
Yeah.
to be on. So I just wanted to give him a shout out real quick.
And anybody
Yeah.
that's listening on
Appreciate
that
it, PJ.
Facebook page, yeah, anybody that's listening on that Facebook page, any of the breakers, get a hold of us. Especially Lucky because he kind of handles all that stuff. But get a hold of us, and we'd love to have people on the podcast.
Yeah, PJ should be
Yeah.
on here next week. So
Okay.
he runs it with two other guys. He's excited to be on here. So he's a busy guy,
Nice.
but he's gonna make time to be on here with us. So that'll be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, so going back to this, this is one of the things that I'm assuming. So this comes down to like, so when I do a show, I'm prepping like weeks out from the show. I'm not prepping like 2 days before the show, the night before the show. All my preparation is done weeks before the show. And then even leading up to the show, I'm still double checking pricing. I'm making sure everything's the same. Like, oh, did someone have a huge game the night before? Maybe I could
Yeah.
throw an extra dollar or two on like one of his cards. My assumption on this, Ekman, is that this gentleman didn't do that. He maybe was like, "Oh, I'm just." He was because we talked to him. We were there for a while going through his raw stuff, so we were talking to him. It was him and his son, and it was their first show. And
Yep.
so this might be one of those mistakes where someone just looked at the card, maybe looked up one of the rated rookies and just assumed they all kind of go for the same. But the fact
Yeah.
is that it doesn't matter. Like when the guy told my brother the price, I was like, man, that's surprising. And then when we came back and saw how much it goes for, we were just like,
I
all right,
mean, the thing is
that's
too.
crazy.
The thing is that it all depends on what you get it for. So like, I'm one that I'm checking cards when I get cards in. I'm checking the prices and trying to be right around where and for if they're a better player or have upside, I'm pricing it a little higher, this and that. The guy that works with me at the flea market before I came on, he was more of a type of flippers type style. Like he was buying it at a certain price, and if he could move it and make whatever 10 times his money, whether it was still way below what the price of the card was going for, he was happy because that's how he kept moving his money. That's how that's why I don't like eBay anymore for comps, because if I buy a card for $10 but it sells for $80 and I'm happy for selling it for $40 and I'm four times like I'm getting $30 profit on it, like, I don't care. Some people just don't care. They'll take that $30 profit. Well, it doesn't mean that card's now worth $40, which people will go on comping on eBay. They'll be like, oh no, this just sold for $40 yesterday. Well, yeah, it sold for $40, but it's because it was from someone that didn't care about what the actual value that's why I don't believe in eBay comp values. I don't think they're true values of cards anymore. Because there's too many flippers on eBay now.
Yeah, well, and the other thing about that too is who knows, like maybe this person got a huge lot. So maybe they went to a store that was closing, right? And they got
Yep.
let's just use a slab, say for instance that typically goes for $100, right? Let's say this guy got it for $40 because he got it from the store that's shutting down. He turns around and sells it for 70. He's still making $30 off of what he sold it for, because maybe he wanted to do a quick flip. But then on the eBay, it's going to show $70 when all these other ones are like, let's say 95, 100, 105, whatever. Then you have that one little low sucker at 70. People will try to average that out and be like, well, it just sold the other day for 70. But it's like, well, yeah, the last 5 before that were around 100. So that's what I value the card at.
Yeah, perfect example is I just bought a NASCAR collection, all collectibles. I don't know if you guys know anything about NASCAR, like the die-cast cars, but you get the 124 scale cars. Those are probably like some of the bigger sought-after cars. They go for like $30 to $50. People are selling them for like 30 to 50. We're selling a whole table of that stuff for $15 a car because we got them at say $1 a car. Everything under $1 a car. And we're selling at $15. We're 15 times our money, and we have over 200 of them. We're making a killing on it profit-wise. That doesn't mean that those cars are now $15 cars. That's just what we're happy making our money on them.
Yeah, and the other thing about eBay comps too is the eBay comps don't show the comps of what's being sold at shows too. You don't know what stuff is being sold at shows. Like sure, like maybe I'll go on eBay and buy it. Maybe I'm buying it from some lady who's had, unfortunately, her husband passed and she needs to make money for a funeral, whatever the case may be. Maybe gave the collection to his brother. He's just like, he doesn't collect anything. So he's just like, whatever I can sell it for, I can sell it for. So if you are a buyer and you know, when you look at comps, you really got to look at comps. Like don't go into the person being like, oh, well, I see this one sold at this price at this. And the same thing for the buyer. You know, the one thing buyers got to realize is that when you price something, typically like when I price my stuff, I price it for flexibility because I know when I sell at a show, everyone's looking for a deal. No one goes to a show wanting to pay full price. I will always mark my stuff up just a little bit higher because if someone comes in and be like, hey, can you take 10%? Can you take 15% off of this card? And I've already marked it up 5, maybe 7% more than what I wanted it for. Realistically, I'm only going to lose 3, 5, 6% on what I really wanted for the card. So like that, it's real simple. So just if you're a person that sells at a show, my suggestion is that you start marking your cards up a few more. Like if you want 200 for of it, put 210 out there. Because even that way also too, people will also remember you. Like let's say for instance, you have it for 210, you wanted 200, the guy offers 190. Well, then you're fine. You're only you're only selling the card $10 less than what you really wanted to, but it looks like you're giving the guy a $20 discount. Now next show, that guy's going to remember you, and when he comes back, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, this is the guy that, you know, he gives good deals. And he might be willing to spend a couple extra bucks at your table next time because of the deal that you gave him last time. So for me, there's just a lot of strategy when I go to shows and I sell, or when I go to shows and I buy. You know, speaking, I know this is completely jumping back onto this topic of cards being sent in. So you know how we were talking about the Jackson Cheerio, right, and how much they go for. My brother will be sending this in. It's a first Bowman Jackson Churro Mojo, which I think my brother said this thing goes for like $100 if it tints. You know, and it's just, I don't know, these prospects, man. It's amazing to me how much people are willing to spend on a player that hasn't proven anything.
For sure.
You know, you know, look at Julio Rodriguez. He's a great example. Everyone was all over him. He was looking like the best thing ever. And now he's having his sophomore slump. He's a guy that I would probably look into buying right now, you know, but it just goes to show that even guys that even when they do make it and they do props start their career off hot, they maybe the Julio Rodriguez that we saw last year is not the Rodriguez we're going to see from now on. Maybe now that they got some extra tape on him, whatever. Maybe maybe he doesn't like the faster pace of the pitch clock of having to get into the batter's box and being ready to hit sooner. Whatever the case may be, you don't know what you're going to get.
Everyone can have a slump. I mean, this is why people trying to make a business out of this. It's very hard to do that. It's a gamble because look at John Morant. Everyone's stocked up on him. His hobby boxes of his product was what, like $700, $800. You wave a couple of guns on Instagram Live. I found a PSA 10 of his optic rookie for $20 yesterday.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it's a gamble. Like people have to stop.
He's a guy I would hold.
Oh, well, yeah, but
he's a guy I would hold.
When people buy, it has to be someone that you believe in, and the value. I don't go off eBay comps. I go off of what are you willing to pay for it. Like Jared said, I miss the days of the Beckett pricing. You have one guide that tells you a trending market value, and you go off that. There's so much noise online and on eBay and scammers that are upcharging you to make you pay more on your bid that they're not realistic bids. So, I mean, I don't trust any of that. So when I'm at a card show and they say, well, this is what it sold for on eBay, well, I don't really care. This is what I'm selling it for. You can go buy it on eBay then.
I was just going to say that as a seller, and I've been down at the market, I've been doing that for 3, 4, 5 months now. As a seller down there, you just have to have a backbone of you're selling it for what you want to sell it for. And that's just the final answer. I mean, if someone comes in and they say, hey, what's the best you can do on this? I know that I bought that card at whatever price I bought it at. If I can do a little bit better, I'll do a little bit better. If I can't, I just tell you, like, that's what I'm at on it. I can tell you right now that I have Jordan Love autos numbered to 25, PSA 9s that would probably go for 300. I got them at 350. I'm not willing to really – I might go down to 325, but to me, that's a player that has upside, that has a chance to prove something. That card in 6 months could be 500 or 600, no doubt. So if someone wants to take that chance of buying that card at 350 and they think that Jordan Love is going to be something, then they're going to get a huge deal in the long run. That's the risk of the gamble. But as a seller, you have to kind of stick to what you want to sell the cards for. Don't let these buyers come in, and no offense to all the buyers, but don't let these buyers come in and try to price gouge you down because, on eBay, it's selling for this price and this price or whatever. Like, yeah, that's great. If I need the money, then yeah, I'll sell it for you for that price. But if I don't need the money and I can afford to move on that card a little bit, I'm going to stay where I'm at, or I might go down and give you a deal. And I base all my deals off of how people react to me whenever they come into the market. If they come in basically with their head like on a pedestal, basically thinking that like, oh, this card's this, that, I tell them like, oh no, yep, it's what I have it at. Like I'm smart as hell. Like I sit there like, nah, that's what I have it at. But if someone comes in and says it like is actually nice about it, respectful, and say, hey, I know this card is this, I know it did this in the eBay, is there any room to move on it? Like I judge that right there. I say, you know what? You show me what you want, and let's see if we can work out a deal. And I will bend a little bit more for people that do show a little bit more respect. But buyers gotta kind of just stand up for like what prices they want their cards to be at, and not budge just because someone says, "Oh, eBay shows this and eBay shows that."
I don't know, Jared. You might be wrong, but he's got some big shoes to fill as far as filling in for Aaron Rodgers. If I'm a Jordan Love card holder, I'm selling in during camp. Probably when his card value will probably be the highest, because you already know during camp they're gonna be like, oh my god, he's looking so good, he's commanding the offense, great. You already know all that type of stuff's gonna come out, and his cards are they're gonna skyrocket. Now, if what you could do is sell maybe like half of what you have and hold on to the other half and hope he does have like maybe at least start the season off strong, where again his cards will go up a little bit more and you can sell them for whatever you need to. But yeah, it's always risky anytime you are hoping a first year starter ends up pans out. So we'll see. But you guys got anything else you guys want to talk about, or we're about the 40-minute mark, so we're about at that time?
No, what you guys are looking at right now, this is going to be me doing breaks. I'm going to have a baby in one hand trying to rip with the other one.
Yeah.
rip cards. No, but
You're
I'm
gonna have to get one of those things that you can stick the baby in,
yeah.
so she could just sit right there.
I'm gonna rub the baby on the boxes for good luck. She's baby lucky, so
Yeah, there you go.
hope
There
that she
you
don't,
go.
do what you did earlier on the boxes anyway. But I'm just
Yeah, so she just throws up. Bleh.
yeah.
So
No, I'm
okay.
good. I think it was good to see you guys again. Good to get back on it.
Yep.
We had some issues. Well, I had some issues that we all thought it was going to be Scotty before we went live, and it ended up being me.
Yeah.
But,
See,
Yeah. The
You
one
never
time
know.
I actually didn't mess up at all.
well, you're not on Firefox anymore, so
Well, that's true. I've actually switched over to Google Chrome, so it actually works now.
yeah. But if you guys are watching on Breakers Unite, like you said earlier, PJ is going to be on the podcast. If you guys want to be on here, promote your TikTok page. Do
Yeah.
something just to talk to us about sports cards. It's what we love to do. So drop us a message. PJ will get you in touch with me, and then we'll go from there. So, Scotty, send us home.
all right, guys. Everyone, thank you for listening. We will be back next week, as Lucky said, with PJ. Looking for a nice, fun, exciting show. And with that, thank you everyone for listening and watching. And we will see you next week.
Have a good night.
Adios.
Bye.